Hi, I'm the lockpicking cuber. In this video I'm going to have a look at the amazing object that's contained in this box. I'm calling it an object because I'm not really 100% sure what to call it, although as I say in the title I really do love it. I bought it from Amazon, where it's described as a combination padlock. Strangely, it's described as a 5-dial combination padlock, which a simple count would reveal is simply not true. It's not really a padlock, although it is a lock of sorts. It's not really a puzzle, because aside from either brute forcing or having some external information, there's no way to logically work out how to open it. What I can say about it is it's beautiful. The box it comes in is even pretty nice, with these Egyptian hieroglyphics on it, although mine came rather crushed in the post. When you open the box, the first thing you see is this card. With warmth and understanding at this time of sorrow, and friendship that is yours for all the tomorrows, happy every day. Which is very sweet. I figured this would be the instruction manual, but no, I guess it's a card that's intended to be given to the person you're giving this to as a gift. I'm not really sure about why it talks about the time of sorrow, though. In the box is the lock and a small bag, which we'll have a look at in a second. Let's get it out. The lock is amazingly heavy. I always assume when I see things like this for sale online that they're going to be made at least partly of plastic or some lightweight material. But this is pretty solid. It's also really beautiful. It's an object I'll just really like having on display on a shelf somewhere. I was surprised when I first got it to discover that there was no instructions that came with it, and the combination was not provided, or at least if the combination was provided, it was hidden somewhere that I wasn't able to find. And it wasn't any of the obvious combinations that I tried, like A, and so on. Finally, I thought to check out the Amazon listing and realized that the image attached to the listing shows the combination, which is I love you. And I guess this fits with the little heart that's on the card. Okay, so let's open this up. We're going to set the combination to I love you. So there's the I. We line it up with these two arrows on the sides. L, O, V. Notice that it's quite hard to turn the dials independently of each other. I love you. And then we can pull this open. And inside you find this little chamber, inside of which is a piece of foam which has a couple of rings attached. They're clearly quite cheap, as you'd expect, but they're actually quite nice, and they've got this kind of elvish writing on them. So I guess the idea is that you give this to your loved one as a way of giving them some jewelry or something like that as a gift. I assume you're not intended to give them these actual rings. So let's have a look at how this works, and I'll tell you what I think about it as a potential security device. So in the bag, you get another little plastic bag which contains these two necklaces. As far as I can tell, there's no way to attach these to the lock itself, so I'm not really sure what they're for, but they're kind of nice. You also get a couple of spare grub screws and this tiny little Allen key. So the Allen key opens these grub screws, allows you to loosen them, which then lets you get the lock apart. And this is how you change the combination. Okay, so if you have a look down here, you can see that these little nubs stick out, and they have to slide through the gate that's contained in each of the wheels. As long as the wheels are lined up, so let's take that apart, these gates are lined up, then the chamber can come through the middle. So to change the combination, for example, if we wanted to change this from being an E, where E is lined up with the gate, then we could just take these two rings apart, put them back together again, and now the gate here is lined up with M instead. So that's how we would change that bit of the combination. Oh, and did I mention these nice touches, these little hearts on the inside of this chamber, and even this piece here where you can see into the chamber is made up of an intersection of a couple of hearts. It's beautiful, really. Anyway, I'm actually surprised by how, from a security point of view, how good this is. There's obviously no way to bypass it, and actually even decoding it is harder than you might think. Mostly this is just because of the sheer weight and size of the thing. I'm pretty sure it would be impossible to decode it just using two hands. And even putting it in a vise, I wasn't able to confidently decode it. I do believe it's possible because I was just about able to feel the gate on one of the wheels, but even just turning the wheels independently of each other is difficult when you put the thing under tension, so you end up needing about 5 hands to decode it. So if you had a small enough object that you wanted to keep away from prying eyes, this might not be a bad way to do it, although I doubt that was really the original intent of the designers of this object, in spite of the claims on the Amazon listing. The problem, unfortunately, with it is that there's no easy way to attach it securely to anything, no hooks or holes in the ends here. So if you do put something that needs to be kept secure in it, an attacker can just walk off with the whole thing. My guess is that the most likely use for this really will be in an escape room as part of a set of puzzles or something like that. And maybe this is why I love it so much. Aside from its sheer physical beauty, it's really at the intersection between puzzling and locksport. It's not really a lock and it's not really a puzzle, but it has interesting properties of both and is actually really well designed and well made. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please do click on the like button or subscribe. Thanks for watching.